Hi, this is Andy from Aquatic Source for Michigan Pool News. This month we're talking about chlorine generators, an alternative to the liquid bleach or the tablet chlorine. This is a ChlorKing brand. We've got a controller. We've got a cell that generates the chlorine mounted back here. I'll show you in a minute. We've got a booster pump that comes on to circulate water through a holding tank and through the cell to actually generate the chlorine and make it. We have a Venturi valve or an automatic valve that pulls through a Venturi when it's adding chlorine by an automatic controller. A booster pump that's pulling water from the pool recirculation line and driving it past the system to actually inject the chlorine into the pool water line. We have a salt storage tank. It takes a special salt. It looks like rock salt, but it's a special salt. And that in turn is dissolved by water from the pool, and it's being brought back into the storage tank. When the unit comes on, it actually boosts up the booster pump, turns on a salt pump as needed to generate the amount of salt in the solution. We also have an acid pump that maintains a pH of 7.5 in this chlorine rather than 13 that we have in liquid bleach. I'm going to go over here and turn this unit on, and you'll see as it boots up. I'm turning the controller on manual. Now as it comes up, this has a 30-second delay before it'll come on. It's got a countdown, so it's looking for a signal from the controller for at least 30 seconds. So it'll eliminate the on and off cycles of waiting for the ORP numbers or your HRR numbers to hit the normal levels. In about 8 seconds, this screen will start booting up and the whole system will start coming online. If you want, this is the way the cell looks before it starts generating chlorine. I'm going to walk over here. We just had a booster pump from the pool come on. That is the generating cell that makes the chlorine. As soon as it starts calling, the booster pump is circulating the liquid through the tank, the holding tank. It's pushing that salt solution and chlorine through the plates. As the plates start building up, you'll start seeing it'll start gassing up, and you'll see the bubbles start generating chlorine right now. That's actually making chlorine, liquid chlorine, and it's making it stronger in the holding tank. We also have a vent that comes off the holding tank that goes outside, so there is no gases in the room. That's making chlorine right now. Now if we look at the front of the screen of the this right here is putting power to the cell that's back here that's generating chlorine. It's telling me how many amps it's taking right now. And the salt level, we're keeping it about 5,200. At 5,200, it's recirculating, making the same amount of chlorine that we need. And the salt solution you're getting from is being drawn out of this holding tank through a salt pump. It's also testing the pH of the water, which says it's 7.6. So an acid pump is injecting acid into this solution as it's making it to maintain a 7.5 pH of that liquid chlorine instead of 13. Again, this booster pump's coming on. When the booster pump comes on and it's calling for chlorine, the solenoid or the ball valve is opened up by an actuator, and now here we've got chlorine being delivered to the pool, and this is actually delivering it at about 1 gallon a minute to the pool. It's got a float in here. To increase the volume, you would increase the float up. If you're getting too much chlorine before mixing, you can decrease the amount. This is how much is being sucked out of the barrel. Again, this one is adjusted about 1 gallon a minute. And as soon as the chlorine hits set point in the pool, then the unit shuts down. I'm going to simulate it being shut down. Now the unit has shut down the chlorine feed. This in turn now will start shutting down the unit. After it's made the amount of chlorine at the proper strength, then the cell will shut down, and then the booster pump, after it cools a little bit, it'll start shutting down all the components. The valve is already shut, so it's not drawing any chlorine into the tool. The booster pump and the feed pump are both turning on. Now it's in a wait mode, waiting for a signal back from your controller. This is Andy from Aquatic Source for Michigan Pool News, and this month of chlorine generators. Thank you very much.